And now, Stephen Tompkinson has racked up a pretty impressive run of TV successes of the last 10 or 20 years. He was an unethical TV reporter, if you can imagine that, in Channel 4's early triumph Drop the Dead Donkey, rather more ethical priest in Ballykiss Angel, and recently a globe-trotting vet in Wild at Heart. That's not to mention important roles in All Quiet on the Preston Front and the film Brassed Off. Apart from screen success, he also acts on stage. He's just about to embark on a major tour of play written by Tim Firth called Sign of the Times. So welcome. I'm doubting everything I'm being told now, but I understand you've just virtually flown in from Africa on a hot air balloon. I
have, yes. Due to the success of Wild at Heart, they thought it would be a nice idea for me to do some more things with animals.
Yes.
So they sent me out in a hot air balloon to the east coast of Africa and let me travel for 6 weeks, hopping my way along to the west coast.
So the whole journey on hot air balloon?
Well, no, not all of it. About an hour a day.
Yes.
Because if the air outside the balloon gets hotter than inside, you plummet to Earth.
Yes, of course. But mind you, that's a good project to be doing, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
And this is ITV.
I know.
I don't know if you've heard how things are going for ITV while you've been away.
They've heard, yeah.
I hope they've paid you up front, and I hope there's another series for you.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. But this is all, as you say, based on Wild at Heart, which again is a fantastic gig. You get sent out to Africa to play a vet. There's usually lots of beautiful women involved one way or another as well.
I know.
Yeah, so that's a good thing to have got.
It is. It's been fantastic, and I've loved being with the animals more than anything.
Yes,
it's a great experience.
So that's beyond the normal experience of an actor.
Yes, quite right.
Yeah.
Working, you mean?
Well, no, you've worked plenty enough, but you don't always get to film. No, it's South Africa you film that,
exactly.
isn't it?
Yes,
and out in the middle of the sort of the bush there.
Yeah, you're normally in Bushy somewhere outside Watford doing an endless police interview room scene.
Yes,
so
but now the
thing
you're about to set up on is a sort of two-handed play, Sign of the Times, which is. I was going to say it's down to earth, but in fact, some of it's set quite high up.
Yes, a comedy on the edge of a building is how it's described, 60 feet up on a commercial lettering company's balcony. Two guys erecting a sign. Right.
Now, I called it a newish play by Tim Firth because he's sort of rewritten it, hasn't he? And changed the title.
He came up with the first half of the play about 17 years ago for Alan Ayckbourn at Scarborough. And has then put a second half to it where you join the same two characters 5 years later after quite a dramatic event, and you see how their lives have
that's the
changed.
new bit. I haven't seen them. I've read it, and obviously the second half is when they join up again. But you're the older man in this.
Yes, Frank Tollett, who's been 25 years working, putting signs up, but always harbouring dreams to be the next John le Carré, which he practices in his spare time at work.
And it's quite a poignant piece, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's about the pursuit of happiness and dreams, and but counterposed with the practicalities and depressingness of certain situations in Batley or anywhere else they could be.
And have you managed to do a lot of stage acting because you've had so much TV
in between,
success?
Yes. So it's always nice to sort of flex your active muscles and fly without a safety net for a bit.
And do you enjoy stage acting?
I like mixing and matching the two if at all possible.
And I mentioned your first role, and I knew at the time, I used to bump into it at the time when you were on Drop the Dead Donkey. That was a great part for you because you were kind of charming and yet a very dodgy character.
Yeah, I suppose.
Does that reflect your character, do you think? Charming but dodgy? Or
well, I think, yes, there's a bit of that in all of us. But, it was nice to blow the lid on something like TV news, which everyone just took for granted as being the truth and nothing but the truth. And certainly Damien's character showed there was more than one way to get a story onto the TV.
He's a seething mass of rivalries and dishonesties.
Oh, yes, based on no one in particular.
Well, it's based on no particular broadcasting organisation in particular, but we've had a few scandals over the years, not usually affecting the news department, but possibly so.
Possibly.
And then you go off and do Ballykiss Angel, which is sort of like Father Ted meets the Vicar of Dibley, which is a very sort of, I suppose, comfortable kind of watch for the viewers.
It was, yes. It was my first venture into some safe Sunday night television after that, and there was a great success. Kieran Prendeville really tapped into something nice about a community and the fish out of water character.
And do these things just sort of come along? Have you got a master plan as to what you're going to be? Have you got an aim in view to be, I don't know, in Hollywood or something? Or do you just sort of take the take the jobs as they come along.
Take them as they come along. I mean, I started off in radio. My first job was with the RDC company here, and 54 plays in 7 months. And I love coming back to do that, and then doing the theatre, and the TV always sort of subsidises all of it.
Yes, that's a good way of looking at it. I'm sure that's how the bosses of radio like to think of it.
Yeah.
And Wild at Heart, is that a continuing thing? Is that?
Well, we don't know. Really. It's in discussion as we speak. If there's any money left.
Well, there isn't any money left. That's true. But I just wonder. Possibly the unit costs are lower by filming in Africa.
Well, they are in South Africa, yes. We use 99% South African crew, which is a bonus.
No doubt you have to be compensated for being away from home for long periods of time, but apart from that... it's...
Yeah, I get to take a giraffe home with me every season.
And the other thing I've got to check up on you is you play cricket a bit, and you claim to have scored more runs than Brian Lara.
It's true. I did in one match. Yeah, he was 24... and he was out, caught by Peter Scudamore, and I managed to be 30 not out in a stand of 56 with Bill Wyman. So,
there you are.
Who can ask for anything more?
I didn't have had time to get that story. I'm very glad I did now. It's a vital... Anyway, you're off on tour, I think, starting in Windsor, beginning of next month, and then Liverpool, York, Eastbourne, Norwich, in fact, all the places in the country you can think of. Yes. So good luck with that.
K you very much.
Who are you performing with? I should mention him.
Tom Shaw.
Tom Shaw. Jolly good. So anyway, that's the loose ends well and truly knotted. Thanks to all my guests, Stephen Tompkinson, Alan Simpson, Henry Worsley, Devon Sproul, Dabe Toure and Skip MacDonald, John Richardson, Gideon Coe and Luke Haynes. Thank you too for listening. I'm Clive Anderson. Next week my guests will include the entertainer, singer, actor Michael Ball. Till then, from me for now, goodbye.